everyone. I'm Nicole.
And my name's Brittany.
And this is the 11-Minute Mile, episode 18. And today we have Carrie Burke on again, the amazing author of My Real Life Rom-Com, which we're so excited to talk about your book today. I cannot believe that at the age of 21, you have a Barnes & Noble bestseller. You peaked #1 in Amazon's dating and intimacy category. Crazy. And then 17's number one most anticipated young adult book of 2023. Tripping over my tongue because there's too many things to talk about. That's incredible.
Thank
So,
you.
Carrie, take it away. Let's chat about your book. Tell us all the things that the listeners want to hear.
Yeah, so this is my book. I have it right here. It's called My Real Life Rom-Com. I started this when I was at age 16 without really knowing. I just gone through a breakup, my first love, and I didn't really know how to cope. So I turned to what I knew best, which was to write. And I wrote down everything I could remember about the relationship, all the adventures, all the emotions, because I didn't want to forget what it felt like to be in love. And this was a diary entry that was pretty long. It was about like 8 pages. And when I was 18 and in the middle of a pandemic, I was really worried about losing all of my memories, especially those related to love and dating. And I was looking for some hope. So I went back to that diary entry and I realized that I kind of liked what I wrote and I kind of wanted to expand on it. So it turned into what is now a chapter called The First Love. It's the second chapter in the book. And I did the same thing for a lot of my other dating experiences that followed. So every date I went on, I just started writing down everything I could remember and the lessons I learned, especially like when breakups were really hard. It was a form of self-therapy for me. But what started off as self-therapy turned into something so much greater. It was a series of diary entries, but I soon realized there were no full books out there written by a teenager for teenagers about dating. Everything is written by older experts, which is great, but nobody can relate to teenagers more than another teenager. So all these diary entries turned into chapters, which turned into my real life rom-com. And what makes it different is that this is not a dating guide telling people how they should date, who they should date. This is presenting my personal experiences. It's entirely nonfiction and just letting viewers, listeners, readers, it's an audiobook as well, take
that.
the from the book.
I love that. That's amazing. I just still can't. My mind's blown that at age 21, you can write a full book. It's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've been writing since I was 8 with my mom, a bunch of children's books, but this is my solo byline. It's my first book I've written by myself. So this is really special to me.
Incredible. And I feel like it's so mature to be able to express those emotions in writing form. Because personally, I always would write things, but I would never reread it. I would be like, nope. But once I wrote it down, I lost it in the mind. And that's like how I physically like let things go. So it's so incredible that you were able to like reread it and like find love in that.
Yeah, definitely. It was really difficult, especially if these emotions were pretty intense and deep for these people, but it really helped me find a lot of closure in a lot of these crushes and relationships that I've been in, because I would look at this situation and I would find a sense of inner peace through writing, and I'd realize through getting the words on the page either what went wrong or what I learned from that experience, and then be able to share that and help other people in their relationships if they have similar situations.
Yeah, I wonder. Dating's so hard too when you're young. Like, I feel like that's when you're learning and you fall in love so quickly. And it's cool that you were able to put that on paper for people.
Thank you. Yeah, nobody really talks about it from a first person perspective. You see stuff out there, here's how to deal with your first heartbreak, here's how to deal with your first kiss, but you don't really see many first person accounts of what it feels like to have your heart broken for the first time, or what it feels like to fall in love for the first time. So I wanted to portray those early stages of dating and falling in love as authentically as possible.
For sure.
It's amazing. And those emotions are so strong because I feel like you don't know how to control them. You don't know how to express them. So having that, I feel like is really incredible. And I'm excited to read the book.
I can't wait for you to read it.
Yeah.
People will be able to relate to regardless of what age they are, even though this is a book kind of dedicated to Gen Z. I've had adults kind of reach out to me via email and say that this has given them a lot of peace and they've been able to relate a lot to some of these themes in the book. So the themes are universal. Even though I was going through them as a teenager, maybe for the first time, these are themes that people go through regardless of what age they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like with relationships also, it's like it's a pattern. So I'm sure you probably saw quite a few patterns in your own relationships. Writing it down, you're like, oh,
Yeah, oh,
maybe.
For
definitely.
sure.
Also just like patterns in my own way of looking at love and relationships. And that was super
Mm.
helpful to me, like seeing that I would go for the same type of guy. I engaged in a lot of like FaceTime relationships over the pandemic. And as I was writing about it and making a book, I was like, wow, this was really stupid. Like you cannot form a relationship over FaceTime from someone in a different state, a different country. But I try
Yeah.
to make each of these chapters as standalone as possible. So each one, kind of in the way Sex and the City functions, each episode has a different guy entering the picture, with the exception
Mm.
of
I
one
love
guy
it.
that has a two-part chapter because that was just a whole mess. And he
We all
We
have one
love
of those.
we love a
exactly.
mess.
We all have one of those.
Oh
Yeah, but you
yeah.
have like the surfer soulmate, the first love, the Aristotle addict, the shy guy, all these different types of characters. And I obviously changed their names. But, this is real life, my real life rom com. And my real life rom com isn't necessarily the fairy tales and what you see in the movies. It's hard and emotional and complex at times, but that's what makes it so rewarding and so special. Those are the
Yeah,
types of relationships that you want to grow and develop. And that's kind of the conclusion
totally.
I realized towards the end of this book.
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
awesome.
And can we just rewind to the cover of your book? Can you show it really fast? Because
Yeah.
it's so cute. Carrie, you
Thank
look
you.
amazing
It
on it.
is so cute. You do look
Thank you.
incredible.
It's
Well, and it's like,
adorable.
This was
I
by
love it.
Nigel Barker from America's Next Top Model. He actually shot the cover of this book.
Oh
So
my God.
amazing.
I was freaking out the whole day. I was like, I'm in a fever dream. I'm not a model. How do I pose? Is he judging me on the inside? He's like the nicest person ever.
That's
But it's
incredible.
a real experience.
You
Yeah,
look adorable.
you look like a model. You are a model now.
Absolutely.
It was so
Um,
hard to choose that cover too.
I'm
I mean,
sure.
with so many choices. We had some cover choices with roses that I've used
Mm.
for promotional photos, but we've tried so many different things, and like this ultimately was the one we wanted. You see all the characters on the
It's
side.
Yeah,
adorable.
I love the
It's so
theme.
good.
I did actually have a question. Since you wrote the book, obviously, like your previous relationships, obviously know which one's them. Have any of them reached out to you about it or?
Yeah. So
Good
that's a good
question.
question. Yeah. I actually get this a lot. I like book signings. So I changed all the names in the book.
Yeah.
Everyone's anonymous. I also changed some like hair colors, eye colors. Like I really
Yeah.
disguised. So yeah, I had a few people comment on my photo, like announcing the book out of the woodwork. Just like they don't follow me on Instagram. I
Mhm.
haven't spoken to them in years, just like commented congratulations. And
Yeah.
two of them, I've deleted the comments so nobody can go stalk it.
Right.
But that was great. And
Smart.
then on my book launch week, I was on I was at like a book signing in Jersey and I got a Snapchat from someone who was in the book. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. And it was again, just like congratulations on your book. That's really exciting. So
Yeah. So
and
all nice things.
all
Yeah.
nice things.
Yeah.
I haven't answered anyone, obviously. But yeah, if anyone like wants to go track it down, I've unfollowed everybody and I've disguised it pretty great. And there's
Yeah.
like one Easter egg in the book. I was on a reality show and I talk openly about it. So if people have watched
Mhm.
the reality show, they kind of know who the guy is from the reality show that I talk about. But that's
Yeah.
public eye. Any dating experiences that I went through privately, I've disguised,
That's good.
I think, pretty
Yeah.
well.
Good.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I feel like that's something you have to do, like in
Yeah.
this
For
line.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
even though
was
these
the
guys are like assholes, I feel like everyone deserves to have their privacy protected in some way.
Yeah,
Totally. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What was it like being on the reality show? I
Oh my
forgot that you
God.
did that. It's kind of
I
fun.
hate talking about it, and I haven't talked about it publicly
Don't
by,
talk about it then.
by myself unless in the book. So
Yeah.
everything that I felt behind closed doors, what you didn't
Mhm.
see on the show, and anyone who watched the show knows that I had a horrible experience. Like I was
Mhm.
bullied a lot on the show. That's what you see. You didn't see like, behind closed doors, like every day I was like crying. I had zero
Oh my
privacy.
God.
Like, I couldn't even like have a therapy session because like there were GoPros in my bedroom. I write about this all in the book. Skip to the chapter, The Showman's Turn No Man's, if you want to read it. It's
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild. That's also
yeah.
really sad.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did
It was
that
only 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, it was only 2 weeks, you
It
said?
was only 2 weeks of filming, yeah, but I was
Okay, so it's
alone
quick, but
in
still.
I was alone in
Those
a
2 weeks
house.
probably felt long.
Yeah.
It felt like the longest experience of my life. I rushed out of there the second they stopped filming. It was like, "Cut," and I was like, "Peace."
You're like, "Bye."
Reality TV is simply just one of a kind. I
Never
feel
again.
like, yeah,
Never again.
it's tough. It's really tough. Well, this is the end of it, but I want to ask one question before we close out. Do you
Yes.
plan to write? Can I ask this question? Do you plan to write another book? Like,
So I wasn't planning on it. Definitely not another book about dating because
okay,
I'm very happily in a relationship now. And I
good.
tell him that I'm only writing for him and not about him because
That's
I,
nice.
more than anyone, I want to respect his privacy and like our
Of
relationship.
course.
So nothing about dating, but I do have a few ideas. I don't know if I have time right now because I'm looking for a job. The post college hustle is real.
Yeah, it's hard.
But like maybe if there's like another pandemic or something, like God forbid, when I have the time, then I'll write another book. So never say never.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Well,
That's
Carrie,
awesome.
thanks for coming on. You're the best. And this was so fun. And now my dog's barking in the background. That's obviously our like alarm clock over here. Um,
That's
and
the
we'll,
key to end.
yeah. And we'll see you next time. We're so excited for you and what's to come
Yeah.
in your future.
And we wish
Thank
you the best of luck. This is going to be amazing. Can't wait to watch your journey thrive.
Thank you guys
Totally.
for having me.
See you later.